There you go. All right, so you're going to need a couple formulas for this. You want to write this down right now. All right, first of all, you're going to see a circle with some angles on it. All right, so and you're going to see something like that. And it's going to be a kind of an angle in there, and I'm just going to mark it with the symbol theta. Okay, so first of all, what's the little Pepsi symbol thing? You're going to see this a million times. This is theta. It's a Greek symbol. It usually is just a variable that we use to describe angles. Okay, so theta is just an angle. It'd be like saying x degrees. Okay, that's all it is. Now, if we have an angle on a circle, and this circle has a radius of 1, that means it's 1 in every direction. You don't need to write down the 1. But we call that circle a specific name. It's called the unit circle. And we call it the unit circle because it has a radius of 1. All right. Now, when we're looking for the location of this point, there's a long way to go through this, and there's a short way. I will do the short way. All right. But in general, there's an x and a y coordinate here. And the x coordinate is equal to the cosine of the angle. Guess what the y coordinate is? If it's not the cosine, it's probably the sine. Yeah, there you go. The last time we would have talked about any of this trig stuff was never in here, but it was in geometry at some point in time. All right, so these sine and cosine are just like the ones we had in geometry, like from SOHCAHTOA, if you remember all that stuff. Remember that? I'm not saying can you do a problem right now, but you should at least recall it. It's up there above the smart board, right there in this ring. Okay? But if I'm asking you what is the location of that point, anywhere on the circle, the x-coordinate is always the cosine. The y-coordinate is always the sine. If I drew the dot over here, it's still the same thing. The x is the cosine, the y is the sine. These are the two things you're going to use today in the first assignment. All right, so here's the first assignment. It's going to ask you what is the value of the x-coordinate of point A. So there's point A. There's point A. What is the value of the x-coordinate? All right, so what did I say about the x-coordinate? It's the cosine of the angle, right? Now, if we look up here, it says 20. But if you look back to my drawing, the angle is formed from the horizontal all the way up to the angle. Okay, so let me show you what I'm saying. What I mean is the angle that we really have here is from there all the way to there. Okay, so tell me, since this is 20, this little piece here, what's the whole thing in red? What's the entire angle? 110. Why is it 110? Right. Here's 90 here, right? What is it all the way to here, just for future reference? What's that? Yeah, if we go halfway around, it's 180. What's this down here? 270. Yeah, 270. And then all the way back around is 360. 360 degrees is really the same thing as 0 degrees. It's really the same location on a circle, right? If I say rotate 0 degrees, then you are right here. If I say rotate 360 degrees, you're right back where you started. Okay? So, undo all that. We don't need that. What we do need to know is that our angle is actually 110. And it says, what's the value of the x-coordinate? Well, we just did this a second ago. The x-coordinate is equal to the cosine of 110. Now, if I asked you what is the decimal form of that, you could plug it into a calculator and it could spit out something like that. It would be negative, I don't know, 0.2 or something like that. All right, if you look at the x coordinate right here, you should be able to estimate that sort of thing. All right, let's do another one. It says click each dot on the image to select an answer. For each point on the unit circle, select the angle that corresponds to it. So we're going to do some kind of, I got to do this. What angle is that? 45. It's not 225, right? That would be way too much. Remember, this is 0 down here. This is 90 up here. It appears to be about halfway. It definitely can't be any of these, right? That'd be too many. Letter B. So here's 0. There's 90. There's 180. Down here was 270. That's what we just drew, right? So our angle should be in between 180 and 270. There it is. And this last one should be in between 270 and 360. There we go. Let's do one more. Points A, B, and C are plotted on the unit circle. Which of the coordinates is equal to the sine of 200? Two things. It's saying which of the coordinates is equal to the sine. Okay, well, we knew that the y coordinate is equal to the sine of an angle, right? Which of the coordinates is equal to the sine of 200? So now we need to make sure we're at the angle, which is 200 degrees. So 200 degrees, there's 0, there's 90, this is 180. 200 would be just a little bit past, right? 270 would be too far. So if we look at point B, that's the point we're interested in. So the sine, which is what they're asking for, is the y coordinate, and it's the y coordinate of point B. That's a little confusing. We're going back and forth between what's the angle and so forth. The idea of this lesson is to get you used to finding angles on this unit circle. Eventually, we're going to get to the point where we use something like this. It looks very intimidating. But something like that to find angles and find their exact values. It's also up here on my wall. If you're a champion, you can memorize all that stuff. I'm not sure if I'm going to make you do that yet or not. It's not as bad as it seems. Probably not. Okay, let's stop this one, and I'm going to sign this and let you guys try it out, okay?